Hi Scorpio, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2012, and as the month kicks off, it feels like a very sociable time, a time for making progress. Friendships or new contacts are likely to be highlighted in your locality or over the wires. It's got the feeling of perhaps more community or collective energy, and maybe for some of you, you could be gathering together with a group of like-minded people for a common cause, or with just interests in common anyway. And you might be giving some more attention to goals that you've wished to achieve for a long while now, a hope that you've held close to your heart that you wish to realize, and it's more likely that you will get some feeling of the ball rolling in that direction now, or perhaps a very strong feeling of the ball rolling in that direction, because you've got Mars in your sign, and that means that this is your time to be very dynamic and proactive. It can also mean lots more hustle and bustle and a sort of movement and activity around you, so maybe this is going to be the time. Also, technical type details are likely to be emphasized. The sort of things which bring out your innovative side, your sort of sideways thinking about things and how to make something work, or how to see it from a different perspective. It's also quite an experimental area that the Sun is in. You know, we'll see how this goes, or, oh well, I'm not going to lose anything if, you see, that kind of feeling there. In general, a governing factor until the 23rd will be not so much what you know, but who you know and what can be achieved through that association that you've got with them, or what can be achieved together with them, an association with them, whether that's in a business sense or in a personal sense. And a key feature is that professional associations or social get-together or teamwork of various kinds can sort of take you towards this this sort of horizon that you've been aspiring to get to, and on the way, kind of, you know, picking each other's brains, pitching in, pooling knowledge. It has a very good vibration for that kind of thing, and it's a time when you can feel quite inspired, or maybe surprised at what is inspiring you, and following up on new stuff. So this is a period where you can further things which have been on the back burner, maybe for a long time, and it can come in quite an unexpected or unconventional sort of disguise as well, or in that sort of a way. So you've got to be flexible, Scorpio, in order to see the potential and adapt, you know, and adapt to it and respond appropriately. Again, this experimental feeling, okay, well, I'll suspend disbelief, or I'll see how this goes, or I'm not going to lose anything if, that sort of feeling there. Until the 17th, Mercury going to put the mental focus in that area. It chimes in with the Sun, and you could be giving lots of thought, or there can be more discussions to do with those aims that you've tried to, furthering your aims. And so interesting contacts there. There can be more interesting contacts, or in fact your friends or new friends. Time for some original thinking on your part, Scorpio, up until the 17th, tapping into that unconscious or subconscious knowing, that famous intuition of yours, but also tapping into the collective mind, the group consciousness as well, and that can be over the wires too. And the knowledge that you have is going to refresh your perspective on things, and that's through these contacts. Discussions and ideas will tend to be future orientated, paperwork, correspondence as well, and you're thinking along fresh, new, unusual lines. possibly, or there's this techno aspect as well, actually figuring out how this bit of kit actually works. It could be like that as well. But useful and unusual information or unconventional experiences could be inspiring and take you along a different sort of a path. And then from the 17th, Mercury is working from deeper levels. It's more private, it's more secretive. You keep your cards closer to your chest, or maybe you're just thinking very much about something that you're working on in the background. You're more introspective, and you are not so willing to be to put yourself out there in an extrovert sort of opinionated kind of way. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that you're keeping your opinions to yourself. Maybe you're mulling something over, you're weighing something up from the 17th onward. You're weighing up several things maybe. You could become your own worst enemy at this time because you react inappropriately to conditions around you. That's only because the area that Mercury has gone into, and it will be followed by the Sun on the 23rd, is to do with our old patterns, our old conditioning, and consequent sort of knee-jerk responses to things. And you are a very emotional sign, and emotions will tend to be stirred up here. So your emotions can be sensitized, and certain others can push your buttons far more easily, and they might do it by mistake without meaning to. So don't be your own worst enemy and react inappropriately if you can help it. And but on the plus side, you're very, very close to your gut knowing, your sensing, your instinct is working very, very well. Because you're in closer touch with your higher self, your wiser self, you're touching base with yourself from the 17th onwards. And you can draw upon dreams, memories, but you tend to want to be more the hermit, just kind of be in your own space and get on with things behind the scenes, perhaps as a form of preparation. Having said that, you're likely to be called upon to put yourself out more for others, so this is a time when you need to be extra careful about protecting your space, protecting your boundaries, your energies, and do what you need to do for others, of course, but also do what you need to do for yourself. So listen to your inner guidance, perhaps reflect upon past conditioning. Your inner guidance can take you a long way and can sort of help you to understand in a sensing kind of way, rather than in a clear, logical knowing or seeing kind of a way, you see. So it's like sensing it in your body, and perhaps do what you can to let go of certain conditioning that gets in your way, and just move beyond it, and get back to a feeling of happiness and well-being. If you're away from it, but hopefully you're not going to be away from it at all, but just get back to a sense of sort of at one-ment really with yourself. In the first week, due to the position of Venus, places and faces at a distance, there may be a love relationship there, or a friendship there with somebody at a distance or from a foreign land, and just travel or those at a distance may appeal to you more than usual, and there can be either a personal relationship or maybe a lucrative professional type relationship centered around a foreign culture, travel, or it can be an academic or advice-giving type environment, an environment where you're learning from them, you see, but you have a good relationship with them as well. So someone you connect with could be the expert in their field, linked to a foreign culture, or both, and can be quite a facilitator, sort of a guide, and a teacher for you. But equally, you yourself, Libra, could be looked more upon as the one who has the information, who has the knowledge, who can be the guide, who can be the teacher. Long distance relationships, publications, or education could encourage an area of interest in you, or a relationship could benefit you materially. And then from the 7th, Venus moves to the top of your solar chart. Also that area that I was just mentioning is to do with looking into the legal side of things as well. For some of you it can be working like that. But then when Venus moves to the top of your solar chart, that's a very good place for Venus to be. That means that bureaucratic figures, officialdom, authority figures, shall we call them the powers that be, which could also be parents as well, tend to see you in a good light. And you just feel, you just feel that you're getting some support there. It wouldn't be across the board, but it would be certain of those type of people. Those in authority can be invaluable to your success. They can facilitate you with your general direction. So that's okay. And someone could play a supportive role to your making the right move at the right time in the right way, perhaps creating a very good impression on certain others. And so you tend to have more of a positive interaction with bosses, parents, guardian figures, officials, and guides as well. I've mentioned the guide before, but this is more like almost like a spiritual guidance here. But it can also mean somebody who is, that you look upon as being very wise, but they are in a position of power. They are in a position to help you as well. And you yourself could be the one that takes this role, and you are seen as the guide, the wise guide for others, or you just give someone a firm but friendly helping hand and a sort of a boost up the ladder of success. It could be like that. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, will remain in a potentially very lucrative area for you, Scorpio, or at least a materially beneficial, so goodies coming to you in the pipeline, for several months. That's going to be until next June, so make the most of that. This could be very good news for you in a material sense, but also in an emotional sense, because this is an area to do with your deeper feelings as well in relationships. So that is altogether a good thing. And there could be some kind of breakthrough and transformation that happens there related to a relationship, or related to your sort of material, monetary type situation. Mars is in your sign at the moment. That means that you've got more energy and clarity to get on with things. It starts to ramp up the energy around you as well. It just becomes busier. Much of which was obscure or uncertain or confusing last month just begins to take shape, come clear, and whether you like it or not, you now know what the objectives are, and you get clearer every day about what you have to do about them. Hopefully you'll throw all your amazing willpower and your famous intuition and natural magnetism and charisma, Scorpio, in behind what is unfolding at the moment. You have Mars in your sign. Mars is about initiating new beginnings, so now you will be feeling more dynamic, or you will have to be more dynamic. And physically active as well, because Mars is a very physical planet, and just get on with what needs doing, and you can get a huge amount done. As some of you will take up new health and exercise regime this time, or you just get plunged into situations and environments which demand more leadership from you, more initiative from you, more decision from you, or physical effort from you, and get you working harder at getting things how you want them to be. In general, Mars in your sign will tend to bring more activity around you, very action-orientated scenarios, and you can spread yourself too thin. It can be a sort of a drain on your time and vitality, so just watch out for that. But you can definitely get the ball rolling on something Mars stays in your sign until just after the first week of October, I think. And you get the ball rolling, so don't be backwards in coming forwards. You've got to be the one that seizes the opportunity. But the downside of Mars is that it's a bit hasty, so don't be hasty when you seize these opportunities. Just sleep on something first and just sense in your body what it feels like for you. You should be fine. Now, from the 23rd, you could be beavering away more in the background, getting something ready, maybe resting up, or just making more space for yourself, because you might have to from that time there. You could, though, be in preparation mode in a way as well, because the sun comes into your sign the month after that. So you need to be rested up and also clear about, how you want things to be for the month after that. And good news for you arty or spiritual Scorpio children, as it allows you to draw on your material from the subconscious, but also connect with your higher self energy in a healing spiritual sort of a sense as well. And that might manifest as actual events that happen around you too. Well, that's it for September. And if you go to my website, if you're not there already, go to my website. You'll find what the slow moving outer planets are doing, which are always what's going on in the background of this particular forecast. And also, if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to forecasts for those, but don't pay so much attention to the dates if I give any dates, because the dates are only really good for the sun sign. The dates vary according to your moon sign and your rising sign. So if you know those, go and find those. Then that gives you more of a picture of what might be coming up over the month ahead. And I wish you well. I hope that helps, and I'll see you the next time.